Okay, hello to everyone. Today we're going to make Florentine ragu. Now, we have different ingredients compared to Bolognese ragu. Bolognese ragu usually is made with only onion. In Florence, we use carrots and celery as well. Okay? Then we use mince, tomato, some marzano, some herbs like rosemary, sage, and bay leaves. Also, we're going to use wine. Wine is different between Bolognese way. In Bologna, they use only milk, okay? In Florence, we use wine. So we start from zero, so you can see all the steps. The fry pan, so everyone can see, what we make now. And we start with the onion. Usually, now we use yellow onion. My grandmother, she used to use a red onion because it's more local, it's more popular. So we start to chop it up, the onion. At home, if you like, you can use a cutter. It's a lot so easier. But I like to do by hand. Also, my grandmother, she used to use called it mezzaluna. It was a knife, rounded, with two handles. Now we're not going to use any more of this. But it was very versatile, help a lot. So this is the first ingredient. Also, I'm going to use carrots. I'm going to peel it. Carrot's very good, it's got a lot of sustenance, also it's got beta carotene, it's a natural preservative for your sauce. So keep your sauce, stay in the fridge, maybe 2 or 3 days more if you use carrots. Many sauce you use carrots. Also it's got a lot of vitamin D. Celery. Celery, I'm not going to use the leaves because leaves are bitter, so we don't use it with ragu, okay? Okay, now, this is the main ingredients of the Mediterranean diet. It's extra virgin olive oil. We use all around, the Mediterranean Sea, lots of countries. South French, Spain, Italy, Greece, North Africa. We get a lot of benefit from olive oil. Olive oil has got antioxidant. It's got anti-inflammatory action. It's very good for you. It even help to keep the level of your LDL cholesterol, the bad cholesterol, down. So it's very, very good for your health. The only thing you have to be careful about extra virgin olive oil, you don't have to overheat the oil. Otherwise, you're going to make really bad substance, like acrylamide, we know now it's thrown around the world. It's very dangerous for cancer. So, back to my grandmother era, my grandmother, she didn't know nothing about extra virgin olive oil, it was dangerous when it was overheated. But what she knew for sure, she used to use a wood fire stove with a hot plate, and she used to cook everything very, very slow. So at the end, everything started with grandmother, because she knew when she overheated olive oil was not good, it was bad. So we start, now the color is dark of the fried pan, but you see it's very green. It's very intense, the color here in Tuscany, because when we're going to make olive oil here in Tuscany, when we ground the olives, we put some leaves of olive tree. So it's very rich and fruity. Also, it's not very good to use to cook when it's new. It's a waste. We use more for salad, for steaks. So usually we use the oil from the here before. we start with zero. Again, my celery, carrots, and onion. For my stove, at the very minimum, very, very low. Okay. Then I get some herbs, some rosemary. This time of here you can see it's got beautiful pink flower. Also it's an ornamental plant. Here in the center of Florence, you can find plants of rosemary. Then I get some bay leaves and some sage. I'm going to tithe all the herbs. There's another grandmother trick, but we use a lot in the modern kitchen. So this will help me to keep together all the herbs without go everywhere inside your sauce. Then at the end, when it's finished to cook, you take it away. It's very easy. Okay? The oil start to cook, but has to stay between the frying point and under. Doesn't have to cook very high, so we stay very, very good. So all the olive oil get the flavor of carrots, onion, and celery, and the herbs.
Sorry, it's medium heat now?
No, low.
Low.
When we start, it's very important to stay at the low temperature.
It's not from low.
Yeah, otherwise you can burn your olive oil. Also, any sauce you start to do, it's better you start always from zero. So you you don't overheat, you don't burn your ingredients.
Yes.
There's another problem. First, because it's not good for your health. Second, because you get to burn. So we start slowly. The next ingredients is a meat. Here in Florence, we use beef. Usually because it's the steak land, Florence. Here in the restaurant we use lots of steaks. So this one they're all off-cut from the entrecote, the T-bone steak. It's got the entrecote and the fillet. This one they're all off-cut from the steak, from the entrecote. Also has to be fat, but not too much. Before, in my grandmother era, used to be even 35% fat, the meat, because fat was energy. People they used to work in, the land, the bush, they needed lots of energy. Now we know we're looking for to have a more healthy diet, so we made something more light. So we reduced drastically the level of fat. We are between 10 and 15%. Okay. If you want to make sure you get good meat, you go your local butcher, because we know meat. You see like that, but you don't know what is inside. You choose your meat, they make for you. Also, my grandmother, she used to chop it up everything by hand, so it's more taste, it's more flavor. The only problem take a lot of time. Now, today we're not too many people, but in general, take more time, it's better. So now I make the meat. So at this point, see it's fried, but very, very slow. Okay? So we leave it like that. Celery, carrots, and onion. Also, it's very important for the essential oil inside your herbs. If you overheat your olive oil, you're going to burn the essential oil inside your herbs. So it's not good to flavor. So that's the reason why, again, it's better used low. At this point, we can go to cook the ingredients. This step is very important. You have to follow this step because many people they put all the ingredients all together. That means the vegetable, tomato. Now it's not good, the wine, because they at least half an hour more to cook at the end. So if you follow all this step, pay attention, like you stay here 1 minute more to make sure everything's cooked is dry. At the end, you get back half an hour, you have a lot of more flavor here. Sauce, okay? Now, I'm going to mix it up. At this point, we can go a little bit more higher because you have enough ingredients to don't overheat your olive oil. Not too high, but too low, medium, low to medium. Then I'm going to use salt. In kitchen, usually we use rocket salt because it's more versatile. You know, you touch, you know the quantity. If you use the salt grinder, you never know how much salt you use. So I'm going to put salt. Don't exaggerate because always we have the same rule in the kitchen. Always you can add, but you can never take it away. Stay sure. Also, salt is very important because help to release all the liquid inside your meat. So if you wait a second, you can see all the liquid come out from the meat. I repeat, the most is water, you know inside the liquid. So this step is very, very important to cook properly. It has to be close to start or your fry pan to put the next ingredient. The next ingredient is a Vino Rosso, red wine, in this case it's Chianti. Wine is very important for the sauce. It has to be good quality wine. Doesn't matter if it's Chianti or another variety of red wine. What is important is good wine. Don't use smoky wine. Don't use acid wine. Because at the end, when you're going to try your sauce, it's cooked, it's acid, it's no good. Even here in the restaurant, sometimes waiters come to the kitchen, they're scared to use the wine. No, not good. Because at the end, when you taste your sauce, it's not good. Okay? So, I'll wait another second just to make sure. Very important, to make the sauce to absorb the ingredients. Now, this is wine, Vino Rosso. It's something very important in our culture, Italian, French, or everywhere around the Mediterranean Sea. It's something very, very strong. I repeat, in our culture. We used to drink wine, for centuries we use wine. I can say a million stories about wine. We can say wine made blood, or we used to say wine is the milk of the old people. So my grandfather said, give me the milk, it was the wine. Wine is very good for you. Even doctors strongly recommend a glass of wine every meal, a glass, not a bottle, because it's very good for you. Red wine in particular, not white wine, red wine, it's got a lots of property again. It's got antioxidant, okay? It's got polyphenol. Polyphenol is another substance help to keep away your free radicals inside your blood. Also help to prevent diabetes type 2 because help to metabolize sugar. So it's got a million of variety. Obviously, I repeat again, a glass, not a bottle. Okay? Also, all the benefit you have inside your wine, when you're going to cook something, go in your sauce. So all this substance inside your wine, go in your sauce. So you eat something good, something with antioxidant, with polyphenol, with everything inside your wine. So I'm going to be a little more high to make sure it's nice. You'll get this out of the sauce. And then I'm going to pour wine. Now wait a second, just to make the sauce. Okay. Then I'm going to use a couple glass of wine. Don't be scared, wine is always good for you. Okay, now what happened? Wine is not only flavor, okay? Wine compared to Bolognese, because at this step in Bologna, they use milk, okay? Here we use wine. What happened? Wine is not only flavor. Wine helps to decrease, it's got alcohol when evaporate, decrease your sauce. So at the end, your sauce compared to the Bolognese way they use milk is less greasy in your mouth. Plus all the alcohol evaporates, so we are sure it's not alcohol inside. The sauce at the end is more tasty, but it's got less fat. the color change, you see, turn to red ruby, is the typical color of red wine. And the sauce start to absorb all the wine. Okay? Again, we have to make sure to wait the sauce is dry again to add the next ingredients. Because I repeat, if you're going to cook everything together, at the end take at least 10 minutes, 15 minutes, even half an hour more. It doesn't have the sauce, the flavor inside. In this case, all the flavor go inside your sauce. Your sauce is ready. So, we wait, and the time we wait, we use tomato. Now, tomato originally come from America. It's not European vegetable. Cristoforo Colombo in the 1492, when discovered America, discovered a lot of vegetables. One of those is tomato. Tomato, potato is the same family, and many other variety of vegetables. In this case, at the beginning was yellow golden. That's why it's called a pomodoro in Italian. Roughly means golden apple, just to give you an idea. Because at the beginning was yellow. Maybe you saw on the market some variety yellow. Taste the primitive variety of tomato. After they start to cross all the primitive variety, they make a lot of different variety of tomato. Like this one, they have lettuce tomato, and then you go salad tomato. And this is San Marzano tomato, okay? It's got this long shape. You can see even here, it's even better. Because, see, it's got this long shape, okay? It's got a lot of pulp, no water. Also doesn't have seeds, because sometimes if you use normal tomato, they got seeds that bitter, they are not good. So this one is specific to cook. Even if you cook a lot, all the pulp stay inside, okay? Here in Italy, it's grown down to the south because it's very sunny. It's very strong, the sun. The land is particular to, the soil, is particular to grow this kind of tomato. It's peeled. The harvest is in August. In August, even here in Italy, you can buy for €5 a box of San Marzano. Again, you use the grandmother tree. You get hot water, you put your tomato inside, then you get water with ice. The thermal shock helps to clear your tomato. Is fantastic. My grandmother, she used to get glasses jar. She used to put all the tomato inside, put the lid, put in the boiling water, make vacuum, and they use all the time there. Now we're not doing anymore, or we do, but not very. It's not like before, you know, because we don't have time. But it's the best way. Okay. Also, tomato chemically is acid, so sometimes can happen when you're going to try your tomato, your sauce, it's a little bit acid. So again, you use another grandmother trick. You get a teaspoon of sugar, you stir, and you use for the sauce. So the sweet of the sugar take out the acidity of your tomato. It's funny because all these things we know around the world. I think it's not the first day you heard these things, but again, they start from the grandmother. Even when you go to the hospitality school, they show you all the tricks. This one is one, we come from the grandmother. Okay, so we make sure this one is cooking. We want to make it dry. Also, here in Tuscany, in Italy in general, we use tomato paste. Tomato paste we're going to use when the sauce is not thick enough, it's too watery, it's liquid. Sometimes maybe it's not ripe enough. Okay, so we're going to add some tomato paste to make the sauce more thick. Now, in this case, we don't really need, because see, it's all pulp, you know, it's very dense, so you don't need. Also, we use tomato paste a lot to make untinned meat, like white pork, cinghiale, maybe you heard about. It's the cousin of the pig, can live in the bush. It's very tender and soft, the meat is not fat at all compared to the pork meat. The only thing you have to use a lot of herb, you have to marinate the day before. If you have a chance, try it in Florence, this is very good. So in that case, we use tomato paste. We're going to put just a little bit of red inside the sauce. And we use tomato paste. So we wait another second. we show all the different things. Okay? And then we add tomato. Now the ratio, the percentuality here in Florence is about a quarter compared to the meat you're going to use. If you go in the South Italy, again, they use a lot so more tomato because I don't know, it's another way to make this. So here in Florence we use only a quarter. Also another thing about Florentine style, I'm not going to use garlic, and I explain you why. Because if you use garlic, you're going to cover all the essential oil inside your herbs. So it's not sense, to use garlic. But if you go South Italy or in Rome as well, maybe they use more garlic compared to the onion because they really like more garlic. Also, again, if you go in Calabria or South Italy, they use chili as well. But again, there's no reason to use herbs. Okay, so that's what I say. Ragu in Italy in general is got a lots of different way to make it. It's the same sauce, but you use different ways. Also, even the ingredients, sometimes they use leek instead to use onion. Okay, so it's better. So it's close to, no, the sauce is ready. I'm going to add a little bit of tomato. Again, I don't use fresh tomato. I leave like that, okay? Because I like to squeeze with the fork. I like to leave big pieces, because that's my view, my way to make the ragu. I think at the end, when you're going to eat your sauce, you're going to bite, piece of vegetable, so it's an extra flavor. See, I'm going to break it there.
Did you say it's a quarter of the...
Sorry?
Does it say that the sauce is a quarter of the meat here?
Sorry?
1/4?
1/4 compared to the meat, yeah.
Because it seems to put quite a lot.
No, look, it's a quarter. Look.
Quarter, okay.
Plus or less. If you go in South Italy, they use a lot so more. Okay, they use double of this one. So now, we can go a little more high. And you don't have problem to leave your sauce or your soup. You can add water now. If you have vegetable broth, it's even better. You carry 7 onions, you make a little pot, and you add in moisture your sauce. Now I use water, but if you have a chance, don't be scared to use water because at the end water evaporates, okay? Help to keep moisture your sauce, and in the time you make pasta, the sauce is in. Also very, very important about ragu or any kind of sauce you make with meat. It's good the next day. Better. It's better you cool down and then you heat it up again. Because you can use straight away, but if you use straight away, you get less flavor. All these details you get from all these herbs, they not come out if you use straight away. So today, it's the first sauce we're going to make. It's the last sauce we're going to eat. So we have time to cool down the sauce and we heat it up again and try it out. Okay? So now we leave the sauce here. I put at the minimum because we are at the boiling point. We are sure still the same temperature as your stove is low, as is high, still the same temperature. So we leave this one and we're going to make pasta. Okay? Okay. Now, do you know what is semolina? You know what is semolina? Flour. Semolina is flour, obviously. Do you know where it comes from, semolina? Semolina comes from durium wheat. In the vegetable world, you have two groups of wheat. Durium wheat is hard, this is semolina, and soft wheat is the ordinary flour. Completely different flour. It's got different inconsistency as well. It looks like corn flour, even when it's regrinded, it's like this, very, very thin. Also, all pasta you eat around the world is made normal pasta, with semolina and water, nothing more. No salt at all. Semolina has got a lot of salt property, it's got a lot of protein. One of those is gluten. Gluten, Latin word, English same word, means glue. That's why we use semolina to make pasta, because pasta, when you're going to cook your pasta, keep the shape because it's glued by gluten. So any kind of pasta you're going to eat around the world, keep the shape because it's made with semolina. Semolina is good. Okay? If you're going to use normal flour, the pasta for a long time. It's completely different. Also, it's got a lots of flavor. Even pasta without nothing, it's got flavor because semolina has got flavor. Normal flour is more neutral flavor. Semolina has got a lots of properties. I said it's very high in protein. It's got vitamin D. It's got thiamine and folate, which means it's good source of energy for your brain. Also, it's got selenium. It's another powerful antioxidant, help to prevent the heart disease. The only thing you have to be careful about semolina is very high in carbohydrates. So, people like me, I'm constantly on diet. To back to the famous doctor, you can have one portion a day. So if you have for lunch, you don't have for dinner. If you have for dinner, you don't have for lunch. This is very important. Maybe you laugh, but for Italian people, pasta is a serious thing. You know, it's something. So, tell about normal pasta. Today we're going to make egg pasta. It's a different story because here we use 80% of ordinary flour and only 20% of semolina. So the question is, why you use only 20% of semolina? Because the glue comes from the eggs. So the pasta stays together with the eggs. Also, paradoxically, with durum hard wheat, your dough is soft because the consistency is very thick. Help the dough to get air inside. So at the end, when you're going to make pasta, it's more soft because you use semolina, this 20%. This is very important even for flavor because this 20% gives more flavor to your sauce. Also, another very important thing is to use all the ingredients at the same time. So, eggs, if you plan to make a pasta, has to be out of your fridge because you know around the world you put everything in the fridge. It's fine because you buy from the supermarket, they're on the shelf. Or when you arrive up with myself, we put it in the fridge. If you're going to make something with eggs, it's always better stuff with the temperature, in particular when you make it. Okay? Okay, not a competition. Me and Antonio Guglielmi, it's very, very easy. At the end, you make 3 different ones. So the first step is to dig a hole inside your flour. Okay? Go on. Don't miss it. And then, you want to do it or do it? Put it here. This. Slowly. Good. Okay. Now, when you arrive at this point, you don't need any more your fork. You start to use your spatula. You start to reach all the flour through your bench, and you mix it up. Okay? Keep going like this. Make sure you make it good. Okay, now, when the dough is hard, it's the time to rest your dough. The color is changed, it's more white. There's the senior, it get air inside your dough. So at this point, we leave the dough to rest. We get some plastic film, we wrap it around, and we leave it there to rest. So what happened? Usually when you make dough with yeast, start to rise like bread, pizza, whatever you use yeast. Here we don't use yeast, so it's the opposite, collapse, okay? So after, it's easy to work. So we get some plastic film, and we're going to wrap it up, and we leave it there to rest. Now, we use ricotta cheese, okay? And then we're going to use a little bit of lemon zest, Don't stretch the white, use only the yellow because it's bitter. Use a little bit of pepper. A little bit of salt, but don't exaggerate because we're going to use Parmesan cheese. Parmesan's always balance, you know, the level of salt in your sauce. Extra virgin olive oil, of course. And then we're going to add some Parmesan. Again, Parmesan, we use a lot here in Italy, help to balance the level of salt in your sauce. For everything you do. You get to stir, okay? You make very smooth. You can use a little bit of olive oil, help even to make more smooth your sauce. So at the end, it's easier to make. So you make smooth. Now, the best thing to know how is your sauce, you get a little bit, you put your hand, and you try. Okay, because you never know how strong is your lemon, you never know how strong is your olive oil, you never know how much salt you have. So, go, that's yours, you try, everyone do. Yolo compare is a lot easier because you do all in one step. You make a shape like this, rectangular, with your dough, okay? As well like this. You're going to put ricotta between, and then you're going to fold that, and you get the pasta prima, and you, so it's very, very easy. Okay, no, ma non riprendi questo. To put the fill, we're going to use half now to make 3 ravioli, 3 tortellini, sorry, and half later to make 4 ravioli. So you get your ricotta, you put in the middle, not too much, and then you get some water. There's your glue, okay? Water is the glue for pasta. You put in the corner, and then you're going to fold that enough. You start from the center and you squeeze gentle. Make sure you squeeze out of there. This is very important. And then you get a taglia pasta like prima. And you're going to trim with your hand the pasta. And you're going to trim the edges. Okay, this is already one shape of pasta called a triangle, but we want to do better. We want to make tortellini. Right, stop. You have to push with your thumb. So now, watch my hand. You have to push with your thumbs and lift with the other, like this. You push, okay? And you get 2 tiles, okay? You get a drop of water, you put in one tile, and then you're going to cross to the other. And here we go, tortellini. It's very, very easy. Try yourself. Okay, now you get water. Water is always your glue. You put between. And on top here, okay? And then give me a hand. Give me a hand. You hold this one. You're going to fold it. Don't stay too close. Okay, like this. And then you're going to squeeze out the air. Too gentle because it's already dry. This is very important to squeeze out the air. And then the wood underneath. That's the simmering ready. Obviously, the edges, they are always more thick. So when you go with the roller, you stay half a second more on top. Like this. Okay? You right on the edge, you go like that. Now, we made the last pasta. Pappardelle is a flat pasta. We start again with semolina on your bench. You start with the same shape of sausage. This time we're going this way, long way, okay? So we start, we put some semolina, we make a long stride. No semolina. Now we arrive at this step. It's true we cut in this way, but if it's more convenient, we can use this way. So it's very important, very, very thin, because you don't have problem to tear or break your pasta. You don't feel your pasta. Okay, then, so now we keep going on the side. You do it. The more thin it is.
If you need paper,
So now we have to make 3 different kinds of pasta, okay? So we get a knife. We're going to make 3 imaginary lines. 1, 2, 3. You get a third. You put away the rest. Make sure you close properly. Because your pasta, your dough get dry, you can't use anymore. You got it, everyone? Okay. From now, it's very, very important to put semolina first on your bench. Okay? Don't be scared to use semolina. Semolina is good always for pasta. You make like a sausage shape, okay? You get your roller and you start to make a stride like this. You go one side, you change the side, you get semolina. As you start to make a stride like this, okay? Just to give you an idea, now we're going to make tortellini. You have to make a stride while not like this spatula, okay? Now we have to make 3, don't squeeze, very gentle. You fold it like this. You start from one side to cut. Pappardella is guarda, not like fettuccine, so like this. Okay, you wanna do it? Okay, very good. Now, you get like this, and you put one next to the other. See what else? Then, ready? Okay, the first sauce we're going to make is very easy and simple. Only 2 ingredients, butter and sage. Okay? So, I'm going to get some sage. I get the butter. Now, after I stay about 45 minutes to explain you all the benefit you get from olive oil, now we're going to make a cholesterol festival sauce, okay? Because we use butter, but it's alright. For once we can do it, okay? It's very good for you because you drink wine and oil, so it's good for you. Now, the butter has to not be fried. You don't have to fry the leaves. It's the same principle. You have to make like an infusion, okay? So I get some sage.
It's for what, 12, 7 days. True. Half a kilo. Shut it off.
not going to use too much, just a little bit, because I don't want to get a lot of gravy. Okay? Same principle, butter and sage. If you want to make sure you don't overheat your butter, you leave like that, your butter is melt. You have to make like a infusion, your sage basically. So, we're going to melt the butter. I put the stove low. Sage inside, not too much, just a little. To make sure I don't burn, I don't want to fry the butter, I'm going to use water, because we know always the boiling point is lower compared to the frying point. And I'll melt the butter, so the butter absorbs all the essential oil from the sage. So it's very, very important. You make like an infusion, I make sure it's melted. At this point, we can go to put salt in your water. That's the reason why I say before, pasta is not made with salt. You use some. You put a couple of times like that. You stir. And then you try it. Very, very important. Pasta has to be cooked at the boiling point. Don't cook your pasta before the water is boiling. Other way, you lose your time to make this beautiful fillet pasta. Now, you're laughing, but this might happen here, even here in Italy, because people, they are always in hurry. But make sure the water is at the boiling point, okay? So, another very important thing when you make fillet pasta, you need a big pot with lots of water, because this one gives about 40% in weight and volume. So you need a lot of room. So we're going to put the pasta. You have done a really good job, guys. I'm very impressed. You're not doing the first time, seriously. Look, they look like very good. Also, it's not very hard. Follow the geometry, the shapes, I think. To make pasta. You're right, Antonio? Okay. All pasta is in. Now we have not too many people. Usually I'm going to pour up again with this professionally frying pan. To back to the boiling point. Very, very important, because otherwise your pasta fall apart. Also, another thing very important, you need to have like al dente a pasta, but if you want you can cook a little bit more, but don't exaggerate, otherwise your pasta fall apart. You ready, Antonio? Magic. Keep going. Okay. It's amazing how the pasta is going to last 1 minute. Double up. So when you make fresh pasta all'uovo e pasta, don't worry about, you always make a lot of pasta. Because you get another. Like today, you have made pasta for 3 people. You waste a little bit, but you get back in the field. So, again, you make pasta for 3 people. When it's cooked, it's for 4.5 people. So, you sure you never short with pasta. So, I want to show you again. Look, in 1 minute, they're already done. Now, question is, when they're ready, usually when they start to flow your water, to make sure they are cooked, we wait another minute. But don't exaggerate, other way, all the pasta, the feel fall apart. So, okay? So we are ready. You ready, Antonio? Okay, now another minute. Then we add a little bit of pepper, obviously, Parmigiano cheese. This is something very important, Parmigiano, it's the most exposed cheese in the world, you know, Parmesan. Parmesan, you can invest in the factory, see this. If you pour 1 gram in bank, you know, here in Italy, after 1 year you have 900 euro. If you invest in Parmesan, you know, it's very convenient, you know, in Italy, banks. If you invest, you know, in Parmesan, at the end of the year, you share all the profit. Okay, you get lots of money. Even when it was in COVID, they still do export everywhere. This is, you know, so this is very famous. So, you ready, Antonio, for the fishing? One more minute. This one is broken, it's not a drama. It's a part of the ring. Oh, it's done. Yes, sir. What is my glass? You want to drink by yourself? Also, we need some more wine. It's no more wine. Oh, finito. Very, very important wine. You know? It's more of the pasta. Okay, we wait 1 more minute. Yeah. It's amazing how cheap it is to make pasta logo. You go here in Florence to buy a pasta logo. Flat pasta costs about 8-9 euro per kilo. Fillet pasta here, this one costs 15 bucks per kilo. So 2 eggs, 180 grams of flour. Very, very easy. Okay, now you ready, Antonio? Oh, first one. Very good. Have a little bit myself. Salute to everyone. Cheese, salute. Antonio, cheese. Okay, now the pasta is ready. Dry basil. And I want to make this shirt. I'll put on Instagram. If you're going to join the list, you know, Mercy, no dry basil. Yeah. No dry basil. I'm going to get a little bit of olive oil. Always good for you. A little bit of garlic. Not too much, because if you make too strong, you don't taste, you know, the ricotta. Also, this is like bruschetta, same ingredients. Someone use oregano, bruschetta is made with basil. Fresh basil, not dry basil. We put it in garlic. I'll put the stove on. Get it. This one in summer, you can make out of the fire. You get olive oil, like bruschetta, same recipe. Olive oil, fresh basil. And then, if you want, you don't want to make fillet pasta, you use the same ingredients. Good ricotta and ricotta. It's better. It's like here in Italy. It's very, very good. It's very better. And I remember in Sydney, Brunelleschi was the brand, the best ricotta I have tried in my life. Okay, then when you want to use ricotta, you do everything out of the fire. Okay, you use ricotta, you use lemon zest, you use parmesan, you use fresh basil, and then you make your sauce. It's very good. You need to make pasta salad because you know here in Italy, like cold pasta, like from the fridge in summer. It's the best sauce you can make in summer. The oil absorbs a little bit the garlic. I want to make sure I don't want to fry because again, if you overheat your olive oil, it's not good. But I want to make sure you get the flavor of the garlic. I'm going to put my tomato. Now, because it's from the greenhouse, I'm going to add just a couple spoons of San Marzano just to make sure I don't move flavor. In summer, I'm not going to use some marzano, okay? Just to make sure. Thank you, my friend. Okay, now I get a little water. It's funny because now gluten was in the pasta, and then was in the water, and then I put back again in the sauce. Because gluten includes your sauce. That's the reason why we use the water. It's not only the flavor of pasta. That's the reason why you use water from your pasta. Gluten helps to keep your sauce. Then fresh basil. Okay? Don't want to say anymore. Don't use dry basil. Okay? No dry basil. I'll wait a second, but you don't really need to cook a lot. So this is like also in summer. You make everything out from the fire because it's better. Okay? So the ravioli are ready. Antonio no. You don't mind if you use the same plate. I ask you. Before you make the formal complaint, okay. Ready, Antonio? See? Have a little sip and then. Wait another minute. Just tenere. No. Then fresh basil. Pronto? Ok, go.